So there is a mismatch between availability of capital and the appetite in the places where it is required to be deployed. So what do we do with all this?
And the entire renewable supply chain of renewable power is entirely dependent on this region, Asia.
Actually, over the last 4 years, IFC's sort of climate change financings have grown in the infrastructure space from about 45% to now more than 70%.
We go into market on that basis. So as I said, we originate projects from both the public and private sectors. That's one priority. Now, we are a facilitation office. We don't take revenue fees and so forth for the work that we do.
One of the key reasons why India has been so successful in increasing its renewable capacity is because there's a 25-year PPA that's available for a developer.
I think we definitely think very long term. Right? So we build legacy projects that are in the area of our specialty, which is actually in the logistics and supply chain space.
We're not seeing many offerings in the market, and we'd obviously like to see a lot more. I think the one which we as an organization have relied on quite heavily across the world is obviously MEGA.
See, in the last 3 to 4 years, I think the entirety of the global financial market has opened up for Indian project finance.
No, it's a great event, very topical, and it covered two very important aspects of what infrastructure and sustainable infrastructure today is about. How to fund it, and second is about the energy transition and the structures. Loved hearing the first panel, and overall I think it was a great event, well managed, well structured, great audience, great questions, and thanks a lot. I think we should do a lot more of these events.
Number one, the majority of blended finance deals so far, as Abhishek mentioned, have been very bespoke.
The countries are also balancing their energy security and energy affordability and the transition goals. So there are multiple things which are happening together.
I think scale and bankability coming hand in hand is very important so that you can deliver the kind of impact, right?
Thanks for having me here at the Asset event. It's really a pleasure to be here. It's a very well-run event, and I get to connect with professionals around infrastructure sustainable topic. So happy to be here representing the Global Infrastructure Facility of the World Bank.
I think this event is really great. I think having, let's say, how the finance leaders in infrastructure, talking about sustainable infrastructure and financing is really relevant to what we do. And I think meeting up all the ecosystem around this part of the world is really, really beneficial for us to learn many things, to share new things, and also to share what we do also in our part in Indonesia as our role as a special mission vehicle of Ministry of Finance providing sovereign guarantees.
Well, today's event is touching on the most important agenda of the world. And as we all know that the whole world is talking about net zero. So in order to transition to a net zero economy, we need a few things: enabler, technology, solutions, and of course, finance, right? And then infrastructure, building sector account for about 40% of global greenhouse gas emission. So if you can green the built environment, you can actually help to contribute to the North Star goal of net zero future. So I think today's summit is really very apt and very timely, very strategically cover the important part of sustainable finance, technologies and solutions, and a wonderful summit.
Really like this event. It was similar as last year when I was here first time. Awesome panels, and I really loved the last session about the blended financing. I guess it's really important to do more infrastructure financing in the green environment, and us as KfW IPEX Bank, we also like to contribute to that cause.
Well, I think that today's event is one of the most well curated journeys. And this is really in terms of, the aspects of participants and audience mix. But most importantly, it is also the panelists. I think the very great and well cross-section selection of both the private and governmental, as well as the intersection of quasi-governmental, I think is an accolade to the organizing team and committee. So I would say that throughout the afternoon, I was suitably engaged.